Hey everybody, it's your old pal Chuck, and we're back with another review. And finally, we're going to take a look at the complete wave of the Transformer Blocks Galaxy version uh, uh, Series 1 figures. Now, if you've been following along uh, with my little quick and dirty vlogs, these are basically little model kits that are blind boxed like this. And let me tell you, this is the Asian style. So these are sealed tight. Um, Very nice box. But they then have two bags in them that come with the parts for the figures as well as the joint parts. Now, if you buy a case, I don't want to say you're 100% guaranteed to get a full set, but it's pretty good odds. There is one variant or chase figure. It is an Optimus Prime, just like this, but it's all metallic. And, that's about it. So, really, what you're looking at is the entire line. Now, I think I have these in order, in term like, because they are numbered. Basically, the way these work is that there's a core system. It's a torso, the waist, and the joint pieces that go into the shoulders and make the elbows and knees. There are also these clear pegs, which I've shown in the video, my previous videos, that connect the feet and the head. Those torso pieces are numbered. So, and they do have a little bit of the design that comes through. But we'll take a look at that a little more when we get into the individual figures. But for this Wave Series 1, we get Optimus Prime, Jazz, Ironhide, Ratchet, Delilah. Uh, come on, baby. Yeah, there you go. Yes, you had to be in the video, huh? You had to be in the video. Uh, this is a good time to mention that these guys do have interchangeable hands. Some of them come with blast effects that are compatible across the line. And Delilah's starting to eat the figures, so there we go. Good baby. Good baby. So, Ratchet, Prow, Blue Streak, Megatron, Skywarp, Thundercracker. Obviously, there is some shared components. A lot of the figures share the same legs, but then the tampo printing breaks up the difference. And Delilah's back. Um, so yeah, so these are actually quite fun, very articulate. They all come with bases. So what we're going to do now is, I think I'll break them up into groups of three, so that way we can get a closer look at them, um, and not at Delilah's rear haunch. Yes. Oh, she's sniffing the camera now. So let's pause and let me set. Okay, so I'm going to break this up with two Autobots and a Decepticon. Now, Optimus Prime here is when you get the instructions, it's basically the main figure they show you how to build everything. So, like I said, there's that core system, which is the torso and the waist, and then the joints. The joints come on a parts tree. You can just pop them out, use your thumbnail to clean off any of the residue. They are used for the elbows and knees. And let me just show you, these guys are very articulate. Now, I did mention the clear post, and let me see if I can grab one to show you. Um, that's the only thing I'm a little concerned about in terms of durability, because uh, they can actually, I guess it's literally a clear post, looks just like this, and that is how the head and feet attach to um, the body. And I have to be honest with you, you do have to use a little bit of force to get them to pop into place. Also, each figure comes with this little card that tells you what the character is, with a scannable QR code, which is supposed to link you to some WeChat group that's dedicated to these figures. I don't know. I don't use WeChat. Also, I should mention, I had mentioned this in the previous vlogs, but on the tab they were advertising Starscream and Grimlock. And I translated it. It says coming soon. We'll talk more about the second wave in a second. But the head is on a ball joint, very expressive. By the way, these all these figures are assembled in the same way. So once you do one or two, it's like second nature. There's a nice cut here in the shoulder, so you can get that lateral movement. Double jointed elbows, rotation. The hand is on a ball joint, so there's that. Waist articulation. Uh, you do have out to the side. This you have to be a little careful with because of how the shins are designed, but double jointed knees. And then, of course, you have ankle pivot since the feet are on a ball joint. Now, Optimus Prime, he's a bit of a special figure. Not only does he come with an extra hand, which is this pointing hand, it also comes with this Energon axe, which I think is kind of cool. And I was thinking about it, but to be honest with you, I think the way I'm going to display Optimus, and this will give me a chance to show you how to switch. There's a little ball joint right there. Just pop it off. Here's the hand. Snaps back on. Let's take the pointer finger off. And this is the standard way I usually display the figures. You can just pop on the splayed hand, just like that. Two fists, two splayed hands, and then the weapon will just pop right in. And now Prime has one of the blasters that is compatible with a blast effect. And let me just quickly show you that. The blast effect is multi-purpose. It can attach in two different ways. You can, as you see here with the guns that come with Jazz, Prow, Blue Streak, Ironhide, and Ratchet, it just fits over the barrel. With Megatron and Optimus Prime, they plug in just like that. And to be honest, I think this is how I'm going to display Optimus Prime with the ion rifle, just so I can do the old classic. Oh, and here's the stand. And to be honest with you, I thought the stands were supposed to connect together. They don't. Uh, I really, it looks like you have a post here. You might be able to fit in like an articulated stand arm or something. I'm not sure, but they just peg into the bottom here. And if you want to do the old classic for the movie, Optimus Prime pose. Oop, did I just pop off the arm? Okay, I might have popped up. There we go. Uh, him leaping into battle. How is it like? Oh, great. Oh, no, it's the other way. So this leg should be down. This is up. And what's the funny thing is, I'm sure as many of you know, this pose is like from Gundam. So just, you know what? I'm having a little trouble here getting the joint to stay on, but that's okay because what I can do is this gives me a chance to show everything snaps into place. So it's just the hardest part is actually getting these arms on because you think you have it in and you don't. So yeah, something like that. I'm sure this would look better on a stand, but something like I think the leg. Well, the leg can't come up higher because of the waist, but yeah, something like that. And the stand can support it. The joints are fairly tight. What the heck is my problem? Is this? Oh, yeah, you know what? I think it's because of the design of the shoulder pad. So I got to be careful there. But yeah, see, unfortunately, getting the arms on, it is a little tricky because you do it sits in. a crevice. So I think that the socket could have been a little deeper, but yeah. So there's that, and unfortunately, there is no way on the stand to store the extra hands or what have you. So that is a little disappointing. But um, besides that, uh, let's see. So that's Optimus Prime right there, and let's get to Skywarp. The Seekers obviously are going to look exactly the same. For the Seekers, I like to give them the displayed hands. Um, Now they do come with an extra part, which are the wings and the thruster parts for the backpack. Um, the legs are different, and I think there are uh, unique to the Seekers. Same articulation as every other figure. Now, something that's not mentioned in the instructions, but I don't know if this is intentional or just a happy bonus. The null rays are compatible with the blast effect, so you can peg it on like that. It goes on like with the handguns, so that's really cool. Same universal head, and again, same articulation, what have you. Really nice. And then finally, we get to Jazz. And let me just mention, in the set, the blast effects only come with Ironhide, Ratchet, and Megatron. So you have three blast effects to distribute across the figures, and that there is that. So just just so you're aware. Now with Jazz, he's actually a little bit more involved because he does share a lot of the basic designs with Blue Streak and Prowl, but instead of having the rocket launchers, he has extra wheels that go on the side there, and the doors peg into the back here. Adjust that so you have that look. But other than that, same basic, you know, same build. The legs are actually unique to Jazz because you have this extra part where the wheel can peg on and the wheel guard slides over. So I do appreciate that little bit of attention that they said, hey, you know what? Uh, let's try to make this a little bit different. So there is that. And let me just, and it was like it fits in with it, and I just popped something. But so yeah, I really like this look. Like the overall design of these figures, I would say is more like a action chibi. I mean, these are actually remind me a lot of the Action Masters for some parts of it. Just the overall design. And again, let me just say, I really appreciate like the little things, like like they painted in the back here with I think that's tampo printing, but I mean that's really cool. And this is just really fun. So I do appreciate that. So that's the first three. Let's pause and take a look at the next. Okay, so I think this will go a little bit faster now that I went over the basics of the line. But here's Prowl, Thundercracker, and Ironhide. Um, as you can see, Prowl does use a lot of that same design work from Jazz, same gun as I mentioned. In this case, the do have the rocket launchers, but I find kind of interesting since animation-wise, Prowl was the one who didn't have rocket launchers. But they are on ball joints, so they are articulated that you can pose them and stuff like that. Have some real fun with them. Although if you're trying to get them even, that can be a little bit of a trick, a little tricky. One thing I want to point out on Prowl is that it's the shins here. They have tampoed highway patrol. So I have them going this way, which I think is right. But just keep that in mind when you're building that. This it's basically right leg, left leg, or if you're looking at it, left right. But again, same articulation. Really like the tampo in here, the police badge, uh, the door sign, and this is all in English too, so that's kind of cool. So clearly, I think this was kind of made for the U.S. market. And again, nice tampoing on the back the siren bar, the windshield, just a nice little look right there. Now, Thundercracker obviously is just a straight repaint of Skywarp, same face, same articulation. A little bit different design here in the legs, unless I wonder, do I have the shins on backward? That's a good question. I don't know. I mean, it's all universal. It doesn't affect the articulation or anything, but yeah, that could be a little bit of like a personal touch there. But I like the shades of blue, um, the wing pack. And basically what this is a separate piece that pegs into the back, and you peg the wings into it. And also, I forgot to mention the null rays are on their own ball joints too. So the shoulder pads are also unique for the Seekers, just to be able to carry have the null rays. So that's kind of cool. Um, Moving along, you have Ironhide here. And I think Ratchet was actually the first one I built. I'm trying to think who was second. It might have been Ironhide, might have been second, or Jazz, but very nice. Uh, kind of like that cracked windshield design. Um, Shares the same. There is like a shared tooling, obviously. I mean, some basic designs here on the shins and stuff like that, and the waist pieces. Although I'm not sure if you can really tell, this front crotch piece is actually unique to Ironhide, as well it would be unique to Jazz. Excuse me, Ratchet. So there is that. So again, same articulation, just really nice figures. Um, I dig them. So let's look at the final set of three. Okay, and here's our final set of three, and it's Blue Streak, Megatron, and Ratchet. And real quick, Blue Streak, of course, just the repaint of Prow, same face, different colors, different tampo design. On the legs, on the back. They don't have the light bar in, but it's the same basic molding and tooling. And unfortunately, you can knock around those doors right there, the door wings. But really, just a cool looking figure. I do enjoy it. Uh, so, I mean, there's really not much more to say there. Ratchet, obviously, the repaint. This is the first one I built. The repaint of Ironhide, or Ironhide's the repaint of Ratchet. So, different head crests, same face though, different torso designs, different crotch pieces. But the big thing here that I want to point out is, again, remember, this is a Chinese-made company. They put the red crosses on the shoulder. Also, you have a windshield here with the EKG meter, the little beep 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 thing. I think that's EKG. But I just find it really funny that they went ahead and did the red crosses. That's pushing it, and I don't know if the Red Cross finds out, these things might disappear very quickly. But again, fun figure. Really, I was impressed with the build and the design, and the articulation. And this is what really set it off for me. And like I said, Ratchet and Ironhide come with blast effects. And our final figure we're going to look at, Megatron, comes with the blast effect. Megatron, like Optimus Prime, is a little more involved because there's a little bit more work to do. Comes with a repaint of Optimus's hand in black, the pointing finger. This is basically how I'm going to display the figure, with the fist and the pointing finger. Now, don't be like me. There are actually, the fusion cannon comes like this, but there are two extra parts you got to put on, and that's actually how the blast effect pegs in. You also have the backpack here with the extra gun barrel. That was a little tricky to put just to slide in, and hopefully I have it enough. There's a little gapping there, but other than that, the head is very nice. You have this little smirk from Megatron, and I kind of hope when they do Starscream, we get a smirking face and not just the same neutral Seeker face. Great detailing here on the chest. Everything that would say Megatron is here. So that is important to note. So definitely a lot of fun. And one thing I want to note with Megatron is if you haven't noticed, they all share the same forearm piece. The difference being is with the Autobots and the Seekers, you build the forearm with that peg hole facing inward. On Megatron, you have the peg hole facing outward because that's how the fusion cannon will peg in. So just a little aside there. Um, Little tricks to the building to help keep the parts count down and keep things interesting. But overall, great figures. I find them very interesting. I find them a lot of fun. I enjoyed the build. So, yeah, I think that's about it for that. We'll pause and I'll come back with my final thought. So I think we'll end with Megatron and Optimus. Probably the two big ones are going to be the sellers of the set. To give you a quick idea of like what are some of my favorites, I think I got to go with Jazz. Jazz I really like. Um, Ratchet or Ironhide, they're really good too. And then I would say, oh, it's tough to pick between Prime and Megatron. But I would go with Prime just because, in terms of accessories, it comes with like his ion blaster and the energon axe. Obviously, Megatron couldn't include the fusion mace because it would just be a little bit bigger than just the axe. And then, of course, it'd be like, well, how do you do it? Is it articulated? Do you have it in a static pose? Would it take up extra space in the packaging? So I understand that. Um, but all of these are really fun. And now, of course, they are blind boxed. There is no code on the packaging to tell you who you're getting. So, I mean, unless you just really don't care, I would strongly recommend buying the case because then you could end up just getting multiples of one figure over the other. In terms of customizing, I'm not sure how that would work. These are, you know, um, pretty much finished parts when they come out. I mean, all the extra armor bits, the legs, the arms, the forearms, the shoulders, those were all separate. The only thing you're popping off the tree are the joint pieces. So there is that to note. Now, I did mention that Starscream and Grimlock are being advertised as coming soon. Well, there is already the second series has been announced, and it's going to be Grimlock in both Tyrannosaurus and robot mode, and the chase figure will be a special version of Grimlock in its Tyrannosaurus mode. Starscream, Inferno, Grapple, uh, two of the Constructicons, and I'm trying to think. There should be like two more, and I can't think of them off the top of my head. Oh, Cliff Jumper, and then I can't think of the last one. Now, here's the thing. Big Bad Toy, I got these off the Big Bad Toy Store. Big Bad Toy Store has solicitations. These are in stock now. The second series is they have up for pre-order coming fourth quarter 2024. Kind of hope they come a little bit sooner before the end of the year, since this is celebrating the 40th anniversary. But they also have it listed as a Hasbro product. It's not, and they have it listed as Generation 2. So you really have to be careful when you search for them. I used Google, and that's how I was able to find the page on Big Bad Toy Store. The other thing is they're advertising Bumblebee. Now, in all the official looks I've seen, and it's coming from Sabertron, T-Formers, TFW, there is no Bumblebee. I think they're confusing Grapple for Bumblebee because from a distance and the way it's designed, there is that shared look. But I am surprised that there is no Bumblebee, especially in that second wave. Um, and I wish I could remember who the ninth figure was, but so yeah. But again, these are a lot of fun, great to pose around and articulate. Um, and I think if you even if you're a novice uh, model builder, these are very easy to do. You don't need any tools. In fact, I think using tools would take a little bit longer, and you really don't need them. So you just, I mean, the only assembly really is the joints, and you're putting the limbs together. Um, so yeah, I do recommend them. like I said, unless you really don't care who you get, buy the whole case. Um, I'll say it again, they are in stock at Big Bad Toy Store. That's the only online retailer I've been able to find that carries them. Other than that, yeah, I don't know where else you would be able to find them. They are fun, they are unique, uh, and I'm looking forward to see what other interesting products we get for the 40th anniversary of Transformers. So that's about it for the review. If you like this review, like, comment, and subscribe. While I will always appreciate the views, the likes, comments, and subscriptions help to communicate to YouTube through the algorithms that my channel should be exalted and held upon high. If you want to make the ultimate sign of support, I do have a Patreon. It is www.patreon.com/chuckdog1999. All I ask for is $1 a month or $12 a year. No thrills, no tears, no special rewards. All you're doing is helping me help you to help me help you bring figures like this to you, as well as keeping up the infrastructure of the channel. But as I always say, if you can't afford the $1 a month or $12 a year, your views are more than thanks enough. Patreon is just a cherry on top of an already generous Sunday. We had a great end to 2023. 2024 has started off a little slow, but I really am hoping that's going to pick up. So, yeah, and again, you guys have been with me for over 10 years now, and I appreciate all the support always. And I truly mean that. So, without further ado, this is your old pal Chuck for Optimus Prime, Megatron, and the rest of the Galaxy series, Galaxy version Series 1 block figures. We will see you next time.